What's up, guys? So today we're just gonna be doing an oil change on my TJ. It's got the 4-liter straight 6 in it, so I'm just gonna kind of do a little POV oil change just in case some of you guys are looking to do an oil change. I'm just gonna show you just how to change it. I do a couple, I don't know, not tricks, but just kind of show you guys how I do my oil change anyway. So first, what I like to do is unscrew your oil cap. Set that in a nice safe place. Then I like to take a little paper towel, just so nothing flies in there or any dust gets in here. Just set it like that. And I do that just so it seems to let the pressure out a little bit so the oil drains a little bit better. Second, either you can do the oil drain plug first or the oil filter. I'm gonna do the oil filter. So with the 4-liter, it's nice you can do it from the top. This is my great grandpa's oil filter tool taker offer thing. So don't need anything fancy. Just needed to get the job done. Just gonna slowly crack it off. Okay. Now I'm gonna crawl underneath here, position this here so that it's more under here. I guess one thing I forgot to mention is I warmed the Jeep up just a little bit. I drove it and then drove it back so the oil is nice and warm. Now you don't want it too warm where you're gonna burn yourself. So I'm just gonna slowly take it off. It's some of the oil's kind of coming out of it. All right, so now tip it up, take it out, just like that. Now I'm gonna just dump it here, let that drain into there. And that's just got a slow, it's only got like 1 drip on the exhaust, so that's good. What I like to do is I like to clean up the surface here. Make sure this is nice and clean. That way when you put the new filter on, you're not, putting it on with a bunch of crap on there. So it's gonna get that nice and clean. Okay. So now when you take your filter off, make sure the gasket isn't stuck to the engine. Make sure it's actually on the filter, so check that. So that's clean. So let's stick that there. All right, so now I crawl underneath the Jeep. So this is such a nice thing about owning a Jeep, is you literally just don't have to jack it up. You can just crawl right underneath your Jeep. Okay, so 5/8, 16. I think 5/8 works is a little tighter, so we'll use 5/8. Okay, so I think I tightened it a little too much last time. Don't go crazy. I always have that problem, turn around too tight. All right, so now I'm just gonna back it off here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do it by hand. And you'll see the oil start to drip out here in a little bit. All right, so now it's ready to come out. Just do it quick. Get a little bit of oil on your fingers, but that was pretty good. So I'm just gonna set the oil drain plug in there and then just let this oil drain out. So now you're gonna wanna take your time with this. Just let this all drain out. It's gonna drip for a while, but the more oil you can get out, the better. And I am at a slight angle on a hill, so that kind of helps a little bit too with having all the oil slush back to the back of the pan. You can have it all kind of drip in there. So we're just gonna let this all drip out and then I'll get back to you guys. So now, as you can see, it's just got a slow drip now. So you could wait longer if you'd like to get all of that out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure this area is clean for when I put the drain plug back on. Make sure this is clean. Okay, just clean that up. Screw it back in. Alright, so I was looking online, and if you have a torque wrench, you can use a torque wrench if you want. They say anywhere from 10 to 25 foot-pounds, but we are going to use the German way, nice and good and tight. Alright, I'm happy with that. Okay, so crank open the oil. Alright, so this will help by making sure that your hands are nice and clean. Okay. Grab the new filter. Take off the plastic. Okay, now what we want to do is I'm going to stick my hand in the oil here and just prep the rubber gasket with some oil. I like to do it on the threads too. Going to take this guy out, and again I'm just going to wipe the edge to make sure it's clean, and then we're just going to screw it on, and then I'm going to get it with the 4-liter. It's nice because you can get some nice torque on here with just your hands. So I'm going to get it so it's pretty tight, and then I'm just going to take the tool, just give it that extra, just that extra bit. Okay. And then now if I try to turn it more with my hands, I can't. So that's just how I do it. I've over tightened oil filters before, and you gotta kind of crush them and take them off. So just be careful not to over tighten, but obviously not under tighten it so that it leaks. But that's how I do that. So that's good. All right. So the 4-liter calls for 6 quarts of oil. So we're gonna get our funnel here. Take it out of there. Stick it there. Got a 5-quart jug. And we're just let that sit there for a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to close this up. One click. Gonna put this down. So as you can see, I'm kind of, like I said before, I'm kind of tilted back. So I'm gonna start the Jeep, let it kind of, let the oil pressure build up. Then I'm gonna pull it into the garage, and then I'm gonna check the oil level once it's in there, and then either add some oil or just leave it if it's perfect. Let the oil get through the oil filter, circulating. I'm just gonna wait for all the oil to drain back into the pan, and you'll hear it draining. Okay, hear it right now. Now that the oil has drained back into the pan, take it out, clean it off, stick it back in. As you can see, we are right where we need to be. So it helps if you flip it over on the back side. It's so hard to see it. Maybe I'll bring out in the sunlight here. You guys can see it. You guys can see it a little better. So if you turn it around to the back of it, turn on the back, the oil line's right there. Usually on the front side, you can't really tell where. It looks like it's all up here, but if you turn it around, that's where the oil level is right there. So we are perfect. So exactly 6 quarts was perfect for me. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope this helped you guys who didn't know how to do an oil change on your 4-liter in your TJ or your XJ or MJ. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Definitely consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot, guys. And I will see you guys in the next video.